cafeteria?
I don't know where the gym is, but like...
Auditorium, 6th grade. Yep, you got it. Sixth grade, welcome to the first day of school. I am your new, well, I don't know if I'm a new principal to all of you because all of you are new to Concord Middle School. If you have older brothers or sisters or cousins or neighbors who have attended or right now attend Concord Middle School, I am the new principal to them. So welcome. This is my first day of school in Concord. This is your first day of school at Concord Middle School. It's a pretty special day. I have been a principal before, but I am honored and privileged to be a principal for all of you and for the 7th and 8th graders as well. I'm going to share a little bit more about myself during an assembly that's going to happen. All of you are going to come back here in about 45 minutes or so. We've got many surprises for you in store. Oh my goodness, welcome to middle school. Another round of applause for a ball in the house. So you are seeing right now a musical act that won a contest, a golden ticket contest. Is it on the Today Show? On the Today Show. To be contestants on a little show called America's Got Talent. Here they are from Boston. Ball in the house. Let's hear another one for them.
You are my shining star, my guiding light, my love fantasy. love you. You're at the top of my list, 'cause I'm always thinking of you. I still remember in the days when I was scared to tell you how I spent my day dreaming, planning how to say I love you. You must have known that I had feelings deep enough to swim in. That's when you opened up your heart and told me to come and hold my love. Never too much. 1,000 kisses from you is never too much. Never too much. I just don't wanna stop with all my love. Never too much. A million days in your arms is never too much. I just don't wanna stop. Never too much, never too much, never too much time. I woke up today, looked at your picture just to get things started. I called you up, but you.
And you may be wondering why a group that does a cappella, right, just using only our voices, has all this sound system and all these speakers and all that stuff. And that's mostly just so we can get a bigger sound out to you guys. And there's some effects that we add in and things like that. But one thing that we're not using any effects on is the beatbox here. It's all being done just by me, live right here. But you guys all know beatboxing, right? How many of you guys have tried to beatbox before? Probably most of you. Yeah, all right, excellent, excellent. So whether you're an expert or whether you've never even tried it before because you were too embarrassed or just had no idea how, I'm going to show you a little bit about how I do my beatboxing for Ball in the House and give you a little clue from there. So the first thing that we want to do is there's 3 basic drum sounds: the kick drum, the snare drum, and the hi-hat cymbal. And then with those, we can do pretty much whatever beat we want. So let's start off with the hi-hat cymbals. I think those are the easiest. Those are the 2 cymbals that are one on top of the other on a pole. They open and close to get slightly different sounds. The closed hi-hat cymbal, super easy. Just make a smile through your teeth. You make the sound of the letter T, like. Excellent, sounds awesome. Now add an S to the end of that and you get the sound of the open hi-hat cymbal. I love it. All right, now the kick drum, that big round drum that sits on its side on the floor and is played with the foot pedal. You can make this one easily too by just saying doom or boom, but making it as deep in your voice as you can. So let me hear. Dig. And then the snare drum is a little bit trickier. This is that drum that sits right in front of the drummer. You play it with the drumsticks. And if you've ever flipped it over or looked underneath, you'd see that these little jagged wires underneath it that are called snares. That's where it gets its name from. And they rattle around when you strike the top of the drum. So because you have this sound of the drumstick striking the drum and these things rattling underneath, we're going to try and vocally combine 2 sounds to approximate that. And those are the sounds of the letters P and F, okay? P, F, if you can smush those together, you're looking for something like this. I like it, that's pretty good, that's pretty good. So we got the snare drum, we got the kick drum, and we have the hi-hat cymbals. Now, when we make beats, we're going to take these sounds and just put them one after the other. So let's see if you guys can do. Nice. All right, how about. All right, now try. I like it. Good. Now keep that going. A little faster. And faster. of course, it requires a little bit of practice, and I've been doing this for a long time. But, oh, okay, these guys are setting up some microphones here because we want to see if we can get a couple volunteers who might be interested in trying some beats on stage with the microphone. All right, so let me see what we get here. What's up, guys? Are you kind of famous? Wow, okay. What's your name? Clara, okay, I'm sorry, nice to meet you. And you are?
Shagger.
And Shagger? Okay, Shagger, Clara, here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna give each of you guys a little bit of time just to play around and experiment, to try some sounds, to try some beats using the mic. Quick tip, the closer you get, the bigger and better the sound, and the more that the sound system will be able to kind of make the low sounds low and the bright sounds bright, etc., etc. Then based on what you guys do, we'll figure out a beat that all three of us can do together. We'll jam out, the crowd will go bananas, and we'll all be rock stars. Sound good? All right, so I'm going to call you first. Why don't you start us off with whatever you want to do. Some sounds, beats. Nice and solid. A lot of air comes through nice and big. All right, Clara? Cool, and can you try the S one again? I love it, all right. I think we can make a beat from this. All right, Shaggy, can you do, let's say, that kick drum thing you do? Good. Can you keep that going nice and steady? Yes. We're gonna play with you. The hi-hats. Love it. Awesome socks, dude. I love it. That's Wallace's favorite character. Thanks so much for coming up, guys. You guys are fantastic. So this next song is one that's a little more recent. You guys will probably know. And one thing, when we hear a song that we like on the radio, we'll use the skills that we learned in school. You know, our sight reading, our solfege, and music theory. All the stuff that music students maybe aren't favorite, but we've been able to use that to be able to arrange songs and help us in our music. So check this out.
Running around, running around, running around, throwing that dirt on my name. 'Cause you knew that I called you out. You've been going around, going around, going around every party in LA. 'Cause you knew that I'd be at one. I know that dress is color, perfume regret. You got me thinking about when you were mine. my name. If no one is around you, say baby I love you. If you ain't running game, say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby while the sun changes. Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say baby I love you. If you ain't running game, you acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby, better say my name. I will call you a name, baby have a name, but today we just say every other word is a high, okay. Could it be that you are a grip of the lane? If you took it back, first of all, let me say I am not the one you sit around and play. So prove yourself to me, I'm the one that you play. Why don't you say the things that you said to me yesterday? Let me say that I am sympathy, so please go down to what it is. Sugar is when your acts change. Nobody's holding back me. I know how you used to do. You said it to me, time to. Why didn't you just tell the truth? I'm gonna tell you why. Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say baby I love you. If you think say my name, say my name. You're kinda shady, you're calling me baby while the sun shines. Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say baby I love you. If you ain't running, say my name, say my name. You're acting kinda shady, you're calling me baby. Never say my name. Say my name. Say my name. Oh my God, you can see the nobody can drag me down. Nobody can drag me down. No, nobody can drag me down. Say my name, no one else around you. Say baby I love you. Ain't running down. Say my name, nobody can shade it. Nobody can drag me down.
So there's a few things that I just want to share with you. Then I want to explain to you why you have a t-shirt on the back of your chair. You're doing a wonderful job not kind of fooling around with that t-shirt, not judging it. So great job with that. So the first thing I want to share is, again, and I shared this with all of you about an hour and a half ago, so this is my first day. For some of you who were on the 7th and 8th grade tours, or took a tour, I believe it was in this building, my wife made a t-shirt, and I didn't bring it. She might be a little disappointed I didn't bring it. The t-shirt is exactly the t-shirt that my youngest daughter, who is a 16-month-old baby, has. And my youngest daughter, her t-shirt reads, "I'm new here." And we put it on her every time we go somewhere where she hasn't been. So my wife thought it would be funny that I would make, or she would make for me a t-shirt that says, "I'm new here." And I shared this, maybe you're here, show of hands if you were here during that tour. I shared this with a couple of you, and you thought it was a great idea for a t-shirt. Don't have those t-shirts for you, but we're so fortunate that the home base group of teachers have designed these t-shirts for us, and we're going to have a chance to actually put these on together in a very symbolic, powerful moment, but that is going to come in just a couple minutes. The other piece about me being new is, what's interesting about being in a position as principal and being new, whenever you're new and you're surrounded by people who have been where you are for a while, it's best, even when you're a leader, to do a lot of listening and not a lot of talking. And even though I may have some good ideas, I don't necessarily know just yet if those good ideas will work for Concord Middle School. And I also have to absolutely get a sense of what good ideas the faculty and staff have at Concord Middle School, and, just as important, what good ideas all of you have. So about 6 months ago, I filled out a very lengthy application to be the new principal of Concord Middle School. I am turning over an application to all of you, and to the 7th graders as well, and to the 8th graders as well. I'm turning over to you an application for you to be the next principal of Concord Middle School for a day. So all of you will have a chance. Right now, if you go to the Concord Middle School website, so if you Google Concord Middle School, maybe Concord Middle School Mass, because there are other middle schools, Concord Middle Schools out there, you get to our website, our home base, right on our homepage, there is an application for all Concord Middle School students to complete and fill out if you would like to be a principal for a day with me to make a lot of decisions, to share with me the ideas that you have, which is interesting because you are all in 7th grade. You will not be in classes that day. You will be with me for most of the day. You will be attending some meetings that I have to attend, but you will also have some fun that I get to have. And I've been a principal before, so I know what kind of fun just walking into a PE class and joining in the game can be. And I also know on a day that's not too busy how much fun lunch can be if you're a principal. Because on those days that I have a principal of the day with me, a student with me, we're going to order lunch out. And we're going to call some of your friends down to my office and we're going to have lunch together. So that's one of the perks of being principal for a day. I am looking for 10 Peabody students and I'm looking for 10 Sanborn students. So I'm going to do this for 20 days. It's not going to be 20 consecutive days. It's not going to start until about a week and a half from now. It will extend all the way through maybe even Halloween. Imagining being principal of the day on Halloween. On that day, I might actually let you be the only principal for a day, and I might just stay home on Halloween. Just kidding. Wow. At this time, I'm going to ask you all to stand up. There are 2 t-shirts, and I want you to listen. I was a teacher for 10 years. So I need you to listen to the directions before you do anything. Awesome. There are 2 t-shirts on the back of your chair. One is for the 7th and 8th grader who is coming into this auditorium in about 10 minutes. One is for you. They, I think, are different sizes. Take the one that best fits you. Take the other one, drape it back over the chair. Do not put it on yet. We're going to put it on together. If there's one and it fits, then you're good. If it's a little big, you're open. Every adult has put on a t-shirt but me. I want to put them on with the 6th grade. I'm coming in with all of you. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. While you're doing it, let's bring Ball in the House back out. Ball in the House, come on back out. Stay standing. We're going to do one encore with Ball in the House.
Nothing I can see but you when we dance, dance, dance. Feel good, feel better for you when we dance, dance, dance. All the things I shouldn't do, we dance, dance, dance. Ain't nobody even seem to be dancing. Dance, dance, dance. Keep dancing. Just dance, dance, dance. Keep dancing.
I did want to take this opportunity to introduce to you the superintendent of schools. Like me, like you, she's brand new as well. Dr. Lori Hunter.
so much looking forward to having a good year with you. I said that I didn't get to see the concert. I know it was good. We get to do a couple activities with you before you guys split up and really begin to dig into talking to your teachers and go to class. So we have these wonderful hula hoops out here, and our first challenge for each crew is to circle up. You're going to hold hands. Somebody's going to have the hula hoop around them. The hula hoop is going to travel the circle all the way around the circle 2 times. When you are done, give a shout out so we can hear you.
I'm gonna fail. Help it over her head. Help it over her head. There you go.
Here's the deal. Your hula hoop is going to be in the center of your circle. You all, each person is going to have a finger extended. One finger. Each person in your crew needs to be touching the hula hoop at all times. And together as a crew, without grabbing it, keeping your finger extended, you will lift the hoop above your heads. Keep your fingers on the hoop at all times.
Excellent, good. I would think that you